the new members would join together over here so that I can see. Right out here, so if you could, yeah. Because I'm going to be looking right at you. New member installation is a special and rewarding event in the life of our congregation. It's a time to stop and to take note of who we are, and even more important, of who we are becoming. It's good for you, new members, to be recognized and welcomed by the community. It's also important for the long-time members to have this opportunity to recall the covenants that they've made with our congregation, and for them to receive you into this community that together we are becoming. Collectively, we will aspire to be a religious congregation where we share a trust in the potential that resides in all individuals and in the holy process that works among people through caring and honest sharing. Together, we will aspire to be a religious community where eyes and minds and hearts are ever opening to the deeper spiritual significance of the ancient symbols and stories and texts that give rise to meaning and to value in our lives. We know that there are many paths into the depths of this great mystery in which our lives are set, even as we each seek the one path most personally fitting for us. We would walk together here in good company for mutual support and benefit, toward the possibilities of transformation, toward the promises of hope and the principles of the greater common good. Today, as these individuals make their membership public, I would remind us all that joining a Unitarian Universalist congregation may seem easy because all you have to do is to make a pledge and sign the book. But please be assured that this is a most demanding step. Joining this congregation means accepting that you are a part of a covenant. We covenant with one another to be our best selves and to hold one another in high expectation, to engage in life fully and lovingly, striving to love ourselves, one another, and our world. When you sign this membership book, you make a promise that brings you into intimate companionship with others who have also promised to live with all the integrity they and now you can muster in your lives. We ask as you sign the book that you submit to the most rigorous authority in religious and spiritual matters, the authority of your own mind, heart, and conscience. We ask that you sacrifice the security of unchallenged points of view and that you be open to the possibilities of change and growth. We ask that you be restless in the pursuit of human rights, ecological sanity, and world peace. We ask you to remember that this is a community of aspiration. This is not a congregation that has it all figured out. We do not. Being human is the experience of failure. Part of being in a religious community is being present, so that we can pick one another up when we have stumbled. We ask that you commit yourself to the service of this congregation by your participation in it, extending your resources of talent and time and energy, as well as through your responsible financial support of this bold religious program. We are happy to welcome you into the rich heritage of this congregation, now well into its 118th year, into the rich heritage of our denominational organizations, which date back over 200 years, the very honorable tradition of heresy. Heresy, another word that comes from the Greeks, a word that means to choose. A tradition that goes back over 2,000 years and into the tradition of Midrash, a nearly 6,000-year-old tradition of the telling and the retelling of stories in order to glean from them meaning for our lives today. We welcome you into the legacy of a set of religious values that go all the way back to the very earliest days of human awareness, when the people gathered around the communal fire to tell stories that would help them to find and make meaning in their lives. May your membership here be filled with meaning. So I would ask those of you who are becoming members to please come forward to sign the membership book as our liturgist Lou Dodge reads your name. You'll then be welcomed with the traditional right hand of fellowship by our Vice President, Sue Rawford, by our co-chair of the membership committee, Nick Lewis, by our associate minister, Judy Tomlinson, and by myself. Lou will be here in the pulpit during that time. Please accept from us the gifts of a book on Unitarian Universalism, and I have actually a book for Ellie as well, your name tags, and a flower. flower that we hope represents the beauty of your time here. And today, for the first time, we have tulips for that flower, because that also holds the symbolism of the promise of spring, which is going to come sometime very soon. Very, very soon. So, as Lou reads your name, please come forward.
As they saw in our membership book, I present to you our new members and their mentors who will help them to connect in our congregational life. Elaine Gibson and Marcia Mandel. Roz Cohagen. Ashley Cave Hines. Edith Masueli.
I'll invite you all to find the installation of new members insert that's in your order of service, and when you find the voice that represents you, just speak that voice if you would. So let us join together now to welcome these new members into our community.
We are a community of religious uniqueness.
We are a community of diversity which honors and respects the personhood of all of its participants.
We delight in the life-giving dialogue of differences.
We are a community of courage, which hammers out its values from reason and experience.
We delight in the life-giving discovery of new meanings and connections.
We are a community of support.
We delight in the life-giving embrace of empathy and care.
We are a community of spirit.
We delight in the life-giving expressions of our common human experience.
We are a community of vision.
We delight in the life-giving opportunities to realize our power to make changes in the world.
We welcome these new members of our community.
I recognize the values of the past, which have brought this congregation to where it is now. I accept the privilege and the responsibility of joining this congregation and affirm my willingness to support it.
We recognize the values of the present and affirm the goodness which exists in this community now.
We recognize that our future rises from both the past and the present. We will blend ourselves into a whole. We will share what is required of us to make this commitment real.
The agony and the ecstasy, the labor and the laughter, the conflict and the consensus, the hard times and the good times. Community is life-giving, it's dynamic, is us, and we are our future.
We welcome you to spirit of fellowship. We urge you to truly participate in this community where we aspire to freedom, tolerance, and care. Welcome. Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest of truth is the sacrament, and service is the prayer. To dwell in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve humankind in fellowship. For these purposes do we join together.
We also gathered together to sing, so let's do that.
Let it be a dance we live